So good morning, team, and a very warm welcome to the TrioTech software training program. This is the second demo session of the Oracle Fusion Financial Cloud Training batch. And as you know, the batch timings is going to be 7 to 8 a.m. IST, and we have already done the first demo session yesterday where I have explained the key concepts which are involved in Oracle Fusion Financials Cloud, as well as we have discussed the overall scope of the training, and also initially, especially for the fresher students, we have discussed the concept of ERP, like what is ERP, where Oracle as a corporation fits in this concept, what product Oracle has developed. The name of the product is Fusion, and within Fusion, what exactly we'll be talking about in terms of this training program, which is basically going to be our Oracle Fusion Financials, and under financial various modules that we have, various subject areas that we have. That is something we'll be talking about. Also, as a part of this session, I have explained you the oral approach that we are going to adopt as a part of this training program, which is going to be a real-time implementation approach, where we'll be discussing how initially when we start a project means a project for implementation of an Oracle Fusion Financial cloud application. So how we start a project, what are the key stages of the project that we have, and under all these stages, individual stages that we are going to discuss going forward, what are the key inputs and what are the key outputs that we are going to achieve, right? So all these discussions that we are going to have will be based on the practical experience in a day-to-day implementation life cycle, how we actually implement the project, what are the key challenges, what are the best business practices across the industry that we adopt. All those discussions will be having, right? So that is how the overall training program has been developed, and this is the approach that we are going to follow going forward. Now, today, this is the second demo session class, right? So basically, it will be more practical oriented, which will be like a workshop kind of, where I'll be demonstrating you or navigating you through the application, how the application looks like, what are the key or preliminary activities that we need to do in order to access the application. That is something we'll be covering in today's session, right? Uh, Now, before going there, as we also have some of the students who have joined today only, so for their reference, let me go through some of the key details of this course. So this course is about Oracle Fusion Financials Cloud Training. It is conducted by TrioTech Software Training Program. TrioTech Software Institute is the name of the institute, and under that we have a program called TrioTech Software Training Program, and under that we are having the financials cloud training. My name is Abhishek. I'm the official trainer for this training batch, and one of the most important aspect of this training program is no coding required. So we'll not be going into the coding aspect, and that is something which is not required here. And still, we'll be learning how to configure an application, a software application, ERP software application right from the scratch, how to develop these solutions, what are the best practices, and based on that how configurations can be done, and then we'll be having testing of various business processes in the application. So it is a key three aspects that we'll be covering here. One is the configuration, one is the functional testing, which means all the functionalities that are available in the application will be going through that in terms of the solution that we will be configuring, and also we'll be going to the reporting aspect. Well, we'll see out of the box what are the predefined reports which are available in the application, and how as a part of the finance team this is going to be helpful for us to run day-to-day business, right? So during the configuration and during the function testing will not nothing like coding is required. So especially the students who are freshers, who don't have any IT background, who are not familiar with the codings and all, for them this is going to be very beneficial training, because this is not subject to codings and all. There's more focus on the industry solutions, configuring the overall application and testing the overall application. Now, a quick introduction about myself. I'm an Oracle certified implementation consultant. So I have 12 plus years experience in Oracle consulting. And during this tenure, I have worked in more than 10 end-to-end implementation and support projects and multiple legislations I have worked. I have delivered my projects in US, UK, Middle East, Singapore, Australia, New Zealand, and all the nearby regions. And also during this period, I have been a corporate trainer. I have delivered more than 13 plus training programs, which were basically designed for the end users of companies who have implemented Oracle, and just to increase the knowledge and skill set of the employees who are using Oracle. These corporate training programs were conducted. Along with that, I have already also done 20 plus training batches for financials. And during this tenure, I have worked with various organizations, including the Big Four, including Deloitte, EY, PwC, Oracle itself. Now, some of the quick guidelines about this meeting. So already, as you know, we are recording this meeting on our platform. So the meeting recordings will be shared with you guys. And during the session, request you're requested to keep yourself on mute, reason being so that we can effectively cover the meeting agenda. And for any questions, so two options we have given you. One is at the end of the session, we have dedicated questions and answer round where you can unmute yourself and put forward your questions and queries. Right. So this question can be around the product, it can be around the training, any career related queries, or any queries related to this training batch. So those you can put forward in the question and answer round. And meanwhile, during the session, if you have any queries, you can put in the Zoom chat option so that either our admin team will be responding on that, and if not, we can take it at the end of the session during the Q&A round. With that, let's move to today's agenda. What agenda we have in today's training uh, demo session. So first is the training outcome. So we'll briefly talk about the outcomes of this training. So one of the very important aspect is like what is going to be the outcome of this training, especially for the fresher students. They would like to know that what can we expect at the end of this training program, what kind of opportunities that we can expect, right? So that is something where we'll be having a discussion. We'll be talking about a work profiles. So yesterday we have seen various job profile roles that are available in the market. So we had a overview discussion on that part. So today we'll have some more discussion on the work profiles that are available in the market. We'll be talking about the implementation companies. So in yesterday's session, we have seen there are multiple companies that are involved. One is product development company, then implementation or consulting companies are involved, then end user companies who are actually using Oracle, right? So here we have included some of the examples. So that will help you to actually understand like which all are the companies which are involved in the overall Oracle cycle. Uh, Cycle means including the product development company, consulting companies, and the end user company, right? Then we'll be working with getting familiar with the Oracle Fusion UI and navigational components. So this is where we'll start using the application. We'll go to the application, look into some of the preliminary activities. So all these topics are related to the application navigation only, and followed by the Q&A where any related query will be addressed here. Now, let me move to the first part of this session, which is training outcome. So, uh, some of the key points I've mentioned, these are some of the most important key points I have covered here. So, it will help you to understand the overall outcome of this training, and both from the freshers perspective, experience consultants perspective. I mentioned these details here. So first is the product knowledge. So is this training program is going to help you to enhance your product knowledge? The answer is yes, both for the freshers and experienced persons, right? So now freshers, as this is going to be the first time for them in the application, so yes, definitely it is going to helpful for them to understand the overall application from the finance perspective, cover various modules, know about the configuration, industry-wide solution aspect, best practices. So it is definitely going to be helpful for them. And even for the experienced users or experienced consultants that we are having in our batch. So it will be really helpful because within the experience also we have many consultants who are working as of now, but not worked in the Oracle Fusion Financial. They are working in some other technology, other platform, or they do have exposure of the previous version of Oracle. So in that case, this program is going to be helpful for you to understand, gain an understanding on the overall product, how Oracle Fusion product works in terms of configuration, in terms of solutioning, in terms of functional processes and reports. So all these subject areas that we are going to cover, definitely going to enhance your skill set in the Oracle Fusion Financials. Now, second thing is secure a job in Oracle domain, right? So that is one of the most important objective to for this training program is to secure a job in the Oracle domain, right? So for freshers, definitely this is the target point. That once you're done with the training, you'll be getting opportunity in field of Oracle Fusion Financials, and even for experience also, this is one of the things because as you know, if we have experienced students who are working in other domain and now they want to switch their career in Oracle Fusion Financial. So that is where it will be helpful for them. Along with that, we also have some of the consultants who already have knowledge for the other tracks like supply chain and all, and now they want to also understand, gain a deep understanding in the Oracle Fusion Financial, so that within their organization also they can move to Fusion Financials as a track. So that is where the training program will be helping them to understand these details. Upskill product knowledge, right? So yes, for the experience as they are already working in other domains or other tracks, so it will help them to upskill their product knowledge. This product knowledge is already applicable for the freshers. Enhance subject knowledge, yes, that will not be restricting ourselves only to functional testing. We'll be building up the application right from the scratch. So end-to-end connectivity or end-to-end how the configurations are interlinked in each module, and based on the configuration, how the functionalities are working. So that is something we'll be covering here. So it will help you to enhance your subject matter knowledge. Now, learn about end-to-end implementation cycles. As I mentioned before, the overall approach of this training is going to be a real-time implementation. So, as a part of this, we'll be discussing various stages of the project. We'll be discussing what are the key outcomes of the various stages, what is expected from the business in terms of the output, and what kind of dependency as a consultant we have in these stages, right? So that is going to be the overall approach, and it will help you to learn about the end-to-end implementation cycle, which in turn will be help you in so when you're going forward, when you apply for any job, so that is where it will be really helpful for you, because after this training you'll be able to understand how the end-to-end implementation project works, or what are the three stages that are involved, and that will kind of make you ready to deploy consultants, ready to deploy with minimum training or with minimum efforts from the business side. You can directly be deployed on the projects, right? Where any opportunity that you explore. So any implementation company or any support company that you join, or you can say any consulting company that you join, so they'll be able to deploy you based on the training directly on the project. So it can be implementation project, it can be support project. And last and not the least is prepare for certification scheme. So again, important. Many of the students who are joining this training program has an intention to clear the certifications which are offered by Oracle University, right? So just to give you a quick overview, certification nowadays, the overall pattern has been changed, right? Before it was all MCQ based pattern. Now it is MCQ plus practical based approach. Practical based means during the certification exam, you'll be given access to an instance, and then you'll be given a case law that as a consultant you're working in this company and this is the business requirement and all, and now we need this kind of configuration. So there you need to access the real-time application, perform the configuration, right? So that is how nowadays certification pattern is it is. And so you have to individual qualify for the practical based questions. You have to qualify in that aspect, and also you have to individually qualify for the MCQ based aspect of the certification exam, right? So one of the important aspects of this training program is to prepare for the certification, right? Now, with this, let me move to the next part here, which is kind of roles that we can expect in various companies, right? So here, what I have done, I have mentioned some of the key important roles, right? Now, these are not the only rules that you can expect in the industry. Within these also, there are multiple sub-classifications that can be offered by various companies. So it totally depends upon the what are the ongoing opportunities. There can be some different roles also, but generally, if you see, the roles will be fit into these broader classification, right? So as a first, you can be a part of implementation. You can be an implementation consultant, right? You can be part of implementation team, right? Implementation team means the team who is actually going to implement the Oracle Fusion product, financial product in any company. Okay. Now, can we expect this role in vendor company? Vendor company means in Oracle itself. So answer is yes. Even Oracle has its separate consulting practice who actually implements the Oracle product for various companies, right? So there also we have various opportunities in terms of implementation consultant. And nowadays, so recently the trend has changed. Before the rule was like Oracle used to hire only experienced consultant, no freshers. But nowadays even Oracle has started to hire the graduates under various regions and various Oracle offices in India and even abroad. Nowadays they hire even the freshers for as a part of the implementation team, right? Second is consulting companies. So that is where you'll be seeing majority of the implementation consultant opportunities under the consulting companies. So many consulting companies we have in India and across the globe. So these companies are in partnership with Oracle and responsible for implementing the Oracle Fusion for various end users businesses, right? End user company who are the actual users of the Oracle product. It can be bank, IT company, it can be any other industrial sector where the company who are interested in going for the ERP as a software application, so they can go into the Oracle, right? Then, apart from implementation consultant, you have another role which is kind of support consultant. So, support consultant is another opportunity or another role that we have in the industry. So, those consultants who are actually responsible for supporting the product or supporting the software application which is already been implemented for an end user company, right? So, there also you can expect the support consultant roles in vendor company, even in consulting company. And here I have also mentioned that for the end user company also you have implementation consultant and support consultant role, right? So this is where you'll see the end user company where the application has been implemented. So many of the companies they maintain their in-house team for as an of the implementation consultant who are responsible for doing implementation of various modules or various solutions, right? And there you also see that support consultant team is maintained by the end user company, so responsible for providing internally support to the end user company, right? So apart from vendor company and consulting company, even end user company equally maintains these kind of profiles with them, right? Then you have one of the very new profile which is product testing consultant. So especially this product testing consultant, right, is a role that was introduced by vendor company, consulting company, and even end user company just to do the testing of the solutions which are implemented for the end user company, right? So normally what happens, let's say vendor company or consulting company, right? They are providing consultancy to the end user company. They are implementing the project. So what they do, they hire a separate consultant who's responsible only for doing the uh, testing of the product, whether the product has been implemented as per the needs and requirements of the business or not, right? Whatever the solutions are applicable, are they delivered by the respective company or not. So the testing of the overall product is something that has a part of the profile the testing consultants uh, generally do, right? Now you see many of the companies, you see Wipro, Infosys, and even more TechCam, Capgemini. Nowadays, what they have dedicated profiles for testing consultant who are responsible only for the purpose of testing. They don't do the configuration, they don't do the support, but just they test whatever solutions which are offered are as per the business requirement or not. And finally, here one more role which is freelancer and contractor. Um, Here I'll just say you can just search on LinkedIn, Google, in terms of freelancer and contractor in the field of Oracle Fusion Financial. Many of the companies, especially after the COVID era, many of the companies, not only in India but globally, now they look for the freelancers and contractors in terms of providing support for their uh, Oracle Fusion Financials product. Right. So here multiple roles can be there. It can be as a freelancer, as a support consultant, as an implementation consultant, as a product testing consultant, right? So it can be various opportunities which you can expect from the vendor company itself, from consulting company, even from end user company, right? Now, here team, one of the very important aspects, vendor company, consulting company, end user company. Can we get some examples here? Yes, these are some of the examples, right? So vendor company is Oracle Corporation itself, right? So there is a name of the company is Oracle Corporation, US-based tech company responsible for development of this product. But along with that, Oracle also has a separate wing which is involved in the Oracle practices, delivering solutions or implementing the product for various end user companies, right? Now, some examples of the partner company of the consulting company, right? This is just an example of few companies here, but a lot of companies, there is more than 100 companies which are there, just working in India as a part of Oracle Consulting, right? The official list, you can go to the Oracle official website and there you'll be able to find the official list. It's a huge number. And across the globe, we have quite a big number here. Right, some of the renowned names we have here, like Accenture, Cognizant, Deloitte, IBM, Infosys, PwC, TCS, Wipro, right? So these are some of the big names that we have here. Along with that, we have many mid-sized, small-sized companies who are in partnership with Oracle, responsible for implementing the product, right? And that is where they separately maintain their implementation support team, and time to time opportunities are provided by these companies in terms of Oracle consulting. Now, this is the end user company, some examples here. Now, these examples I have taken from the official website of Oracle, right? Which means some of the big names are available here. And also, along with that, there are many companies where Oracle has already been implemented. You can get the exact count from the official website that how many companies around the world are there where the Oracle has been successfully implemented, right? Now, I have taken some examples from India also. So Bharti Airtel Limited works on Oracle. Then you have Bajaj Allianz Life Insurance Company in India, again, Oracle platform. SBI Cards, Oracle platform. Uber US, Oracle platform. Zoom, the Zoom meeting platform that we use, based on Oracle platform only. FedEx, we have Mazda, Bosch. These are some of the renowned companies, and even you can see these names which are all mentioned as a successful user case in the Oracle official website. But thousands of customers we have as an end user company. And if you go to the previous slide, when I say these kind of opportunities which are available even in the end user company, so that means even if as a user you want to work with this end user company, right? So end user company, you can work as an implementation consultant because they have their own in-house team, support consultant, product testing consultant, freelancing contractors, right? You can work with even these companies. Time to time opportunities are available in field of Oracle consulting. Correct. So it is not always mandatory that once you're done with the training, only opportunities will be available under consulting company or vendor company. So even end user companies very well maintain these kind of opportunities. Right. So hope based on this, you'll now you're able to understand that what are the different companies which are involved, what exactly we can expect out of this training program, where exactly or what kind of opportunities that we can expect team out of this training program. So that is clear now. Now let me move to the next part of the session, which is understanding the Oracle Fusion UI. User UI means user interface, right? So that is where we'll understand how to navigate to the application, right? How to begin from the scratch, navigate to the application. What are the some of the key prerequisites of the application that we need to take care once we get the access of the application, right? So let me share another screen here, and let me open a tab here. So now what I'm going to do here. So there are three things that we need in order to access an application. One is the application URL, my user ID, my password. Okay, these are the three things. So anytime initially when we are going to work on software implementation project, whether it's a support project, whether testing project, right? These are the three things I initially will be requiring. One is the URL. URL means the link of the application, right? Each and every application or software application has a unique link, right? It is not going to be common for multiple businesses. Each businesses will be having their own link, right? So this is something that will be provided by Oracle once the application subscription is done, right? So let me open that. Hold on, just give me a second. I'll just check the link. Sure. So this is the link. Let me open that. Right. So this is the link of the application. Now let me just quickly sign out and showcase right from the beginning. All right. So what happens is once you open this link, right? So this is where you will be landing. So this is called the sign-in page, right? So here you'll be seeing the Oracle name of the Oracle, which instance our application it is, Oracle Cloud Account Sign-in, and there you'll be able to see two things. One is the username, one is the password. And that is where you need to provide the user ID and password for your application. You have to write the username, enter the password, and click on sign in here, right? So once you click on sign in, so initially I was already signed in, so that's why system directly has navigated me to this page, right? Then I did the sign out and then again it started from the beginning. So that is okay. And now what you see here is the landing page of Oracle application. Landing page means this is the initial page that you'll be able to see. A few icons you'll be able to see here and there. So this is the greetings HCM implementation 13 name of my user account. So generally it will be when you have your user account when you're doing the implementation. So it will be in your name or it will be registered in your email ID. So those details we'll be able to see here. On the left hand side, I have the logo, right? So here this particular application is known as Vision application. So this is the Vision logo which is here. Going forward, when you're implementing for various businesses, so the authorized business logo or the that logo will be visible here, right? So this logo is changeable. That is something that can be done. Now, various icons we have here. So let's first see the settings and actions page. This is going to be one of the most important thing for you. So here, the first thing that you have is sign out, right? So how to sign out from this application? This is the option that you have. Then you have various options here, right? So various options means there are various settings and actions or the different action items are available here, right? And some of the options are relevant as of now. On the very first day it will be relevant, and some of the options will be relevant going forward. Example, setup and maintenance will be helpful going forward when we are doing the configuration and all, and some other items will also be helpful. So the first thing that you need to do is whenever you sign in into the application, the first thing that you should be doing is go to set preferences, and under preferences we have something called regional, and this is something that you should be checking or you should be taking care of, right? So regional means some of the general preferences of the application is something which will be visible here, right? So territory by default, every time, whether you're working in India, in an Indian project, you're working in any other project, UK based project, any European country, whenever you open an application, the first thing that you'll be able to see under preference, general preference regional is going to be this one, where it will be showing the territory as United States. The first thing that you should be fixing, right? Although if you don't fix, then it will work in this way manner only, but you should be fixing here is the territory, right? So based on the country of the project you should be fixing this territory. So if I have India, I'm working in India, right? Working in India means in an Indian project I should be fixing that my territory is going to be India. The date format, so how you want the date format to be visible for your application, right? Which means anytime in the application you're working, whether you're working on the configuration aspect, you're working on the functional testing of any functionality, whether you're working in terms of reporting, how you want the date format to be visible in the application. So there are various date formats. Almost all the possible formats are available here. So what you need to do is, you by default you have one format already fixed here. So what you need to do, you need to fix the format that how you want the date format to look like. Okay, for example, if I want this long format, right? So let's say this is the format that I want, long date format, where it is dash ddd dash yy. So I can fix that, and accordingly the date format will be available to me. Normally, what you do is, for any business that you're working in, so these things initially take a confirmation from the business that what kind of territory you want to showcase here, what is the date format, what is the time format that you want to be visible for all the users. What is the number format, right? Whether it should be negative with the comma, then followed by dot as the decimal indicator, right? Or instead of comma, whether it should be in this way and followed by a comma as the decimal indicator. So multiple formats in number are available here. So the one which is adopted by the business, one which is used by the business, that is something we can fix here, right? So I'll use the one which is generally in use, right? Followed by the currency, what is going to be default currency. So this is not going to be my currency for the purpose of doing any transaction. This is just for the purpose of my user account, that any by default where how I want system to give me any note in which currency the notification should be. So my default currency here, let's say I'm dealing for a project in India, Indian rupees, I can fix it here. And then I can pick the time zone, that there are multiple places where the time zones is also reflected, right? Let's say we run the report will have the timestamp and all. So what time zone it should be having, right? So here I can fix the time zone to the one which is applicable to me, right? So it is 5:30 for us if we are working in India, right? So that is how we should be fixing the general preferences, right, for our user account. Now, once it is done, save and close. I can move to the home page. So this is the home icon. I can from here I can move to the home icon, or even I can click on the logo. Both are going to take me to the home icon, right? So hope that is okay for now. Now, if you see, there are multiple icons: receivables, general accounting, cash management, fixed and assets, enterprise, tools, partner management, configurations. There are various options which are available. Now, these options will be based on the rules, right? So, for example, if I say that if I have multiple users, let's say I'm having my own user account, you guys having your own user account, are we going to have access of each and everything that is available in the application? Answer is no, right? So, the finance team will be having access of the financial modules. Human capital will be having access of human capital modules. Supply chain will be having access of the supply chain module, right? So that is how it is going to work. But who is going to control this mechanism, or who is going to make sure that there is only the authorized user first should be having the only the access which are required by them, right? So for that purpose, what happens is we have a mechanism called role-based access. Okay. Role-based access means there are roles which are available in the application. You have to assign these roles to the respective users, and once the user have this role, then they'll be able to uh, access the respective functionality. For example, I have a user A here, I have a user B here. Okay, user A is a general ledger user. Okay, or I can write it here: which module, which user, right, and which role. Okay. So let's say this is general ledger is the module. User B having access of accounts payables and accounts receivable. Right. Just giving an example here. So what is going to happen if I need to give user A access of general ledger? I have to assign him the role of general ledger. Right. So I'm not giving the exact name of the role, but let me put it this way, because going forward we'll be looking into the roles only also. So general ledger role. Okay, let's say this is the name of the role. So we have to assign this user account general ledger role. Here it will be accounts payables role. Here it will be accounts receivable rules. Okay. Now, what is going to happen, team? If a user is given access of a particular role, he'll be able to access that particular module and he'll be able to work on that module. One thing, right? Same way, other user having access of other modules, then respective access will be given. Now, tomorrow, if we decide that even user we need access of the GL, what we need to do? We need to just assign him the role of GL, general ledger, and then he'll be having access of the general ledger module. Correct. Now, once we start these modules, right, then we'll be looking into like what these modules contain, what are the key processes which are done in this module. That is something in detail we'll be covering. But as of now, what we need to understand, if we have 5 modules that we are going to cover, then if I want to use these 5 modules, on what basis I should be having access? So it is a role-based access. This is the security mechanism that a application has, where it says that the respective user should be having access to only the module for which they are authorized to do the transactions, right? Now, there is one more aspect here, very important aspect. Let's say I have a user C who is responsible for doing the configurations, right? Then what happens here? That there will not be using these individual modules, but they will just be doing the configurations. So what will be the approach here? So here there will be should be having configuration a role, right? So we have a specific naming convention for that role. We'll be looking into that. So in case a user is responsible for configuration, configuration role should be there. Tomorrow, if this user is also responsible for any of the modules, then respective role should be assigned to this user so that they can have access of this respective module, right? So this is one mechanism that we should be having an understanding that how a user will be able to see these icons, various options in the application. So it is based on the roles that has been assigned. User will be having the access of this respective functionalities, right? Now, is it also possible that tomorrow if I want to remove any user from any role, is it also possible? That is doable. Means tomorrow, if any, let's say temporarily the user was involved in general ledger related activities, tomorrow if we want to revoke this, that is also something which is doable in the application, right? So this is how you're going to manage these options here, right? Now, when you say receivable general accounting, this is the dashboard where you see various options. We'll see all these options as and when applicable, what these options stands for and all. Right. Also, let me give you some other details here which are applicable for now. This is on the left hand, extreme left hand top side. We have something called these 3 lines, which is called navigator. Right. So navigator, when you click on this, right, so it takes you a page like this. Right. Now, if you closely observe this page, you see even you have payables, accounts payables, you have general accounting, right? All the options you have here. So this is nothing different, but a same thing that we have here on the screen, but in a different manner in a list format. Correct? So navigator is also one of the options where you want to navigate to a specific functionality. Like if I want to go to cash management, I can go from here. Or if I want to go to the cash manager, even I have an option to go from here, right? So this is a in like a list. It is provided here in Navigator, and in form of individual icons, it is provided here on the dashboard, right? This is called dashboard. On the dashboard also you can find the options, and from the list also you can find these options. List is mean the Navigator. Now, if you see here, we can expand this to get into the further details, right? So what are the further options that we have? And also you have an option where you can click on show more, right? What show more will do, it is going to expand each and every classification here or work area here, right? So as of now you see there are a lot of subject areas which are available to me, right? The only reason is as an admin user I have these respective roles. Based on that only I'm having the access of these various functionalities, right? So that is one aspect you need to understand, that initially when you log into the application, sign in into the application, where you are going to land, right? How you go to the home page. This is how you go to the home page, and what are the details that you have under setting in actions. You can sign up from here, you can set your preferences, and one of the most important thing that you should always be doing at the time when you're navigating to an application is scroll here. Just let me just zoom out, right? and there is an icon on the bottom of this page, settings and action, which is about this application. So if you click on this, right, so this is where the application version, current application version is going to be populated, right? So Oracle Fusion Cloud Applications, right, version 25C, right? So what basically it represents, so let me just share one more file here and I'll show you what these details represent. Just give me a moment. So let me open a file here. And here we are. Now, just pay attention here. So what happens is, this is a cloud application. Okay, it is already developed and it was globally introduced in the year 2011. Okay, so it was developed and in 2006 and made available to the open world in 2011. So what happens is, as this application was deployed in 2011, definitely various business changes comes into picture across the globe every year, right? Every quarter, new things comes into picture. Businesses nowadays are very dynamic. New requirements comes into. So definitely, the application needs to be upgraded every now and then. Correct. So the policy that Oracle has adopted here is quarterly upgrade policy. Every quarter, Oracle release an upgrade, right? And Oracle follows the calendar year for that, right? January to December is the calendar year that it follows, right? So every year you'll see there are four updates that Oracle will release: Jan to March, quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four. Now what they have done, they have denoted this quarter into A, B, C, and D. Correct. So like here, you have 2025. So in 2025, the first quarter, Oracle will release has already released an upgrade. So what it does across the globe, all the application, Fusion application, it will release an upgrade, correct? Or it will upgrade the application. And how it updates, like all at once, or they have a fixed schedule. Region wise, they plan it, right? They have a fixed schedule region wise. So in the right from the starting of the quarter, they start upgrading, and various regions have various dates, and these dates are very well communicated to the business team, admin team, that your upgrade is will be done on this particular date and all. Correct. So what happens here is every time when there is a new quarter, the upgrades are scheduled, and once the upgrades are done, this is how it's denoted. Right, for the 2025, right, you'll see 25A, 25B, 25C, 25D. Correct. So currently we are sitting in the month of July, so it is 25C is something which is applicable. So when you look into the application version, right, so what you can see here, either it will be 25C or it will be 25B, right? So if it is showing 25B, that means the upgrade is still due, because as of now we are sitting in the month of July, right? So the upgrade should have already been done. But some initially maybe the case when July started, the upgrade is not done. So in case if you're saying that 25B is the version which is previous version, that means still there is an upgrade which is due, right? So you can directly check from here 25C or B, right? So once we move to the October, this will be upgraded to 25D. Now, what exactly Oracle do in terms of upgrade? There are multiple things which are done as a part of the upgrade. First thing is fixing any bugs, right? So if it is in the previous version, any bugs are identified, so the fix of the same can be released in the next immediate upgrade. Correct. That is one aspect. Second aspect is uh, introducing new functionality. Right. So whenever Oracle need to introduce some new functionality, that is done as a part of the release upgrade. So all these new functionalities are added as a part of the release upgrade, and separate documents Oracle also release time to time that what is going to be covered as a part of the current release, what is new and all. Right. So these things are done. Just like in normally also we have this mobile application that gets upgraded, and then what's new and newly added as a feature, or those are separately highlighted. Same way here also, this Oracle Fusion application gets upgraded on a quarterly basis, and business is made aware on the schedule and all, that when their application is going to be upgraded. Now, totally it depends upon the region. Region wise, Oracle has fixed schedule, and based on that, they'll be doing the upgrades. Correct. Now, so going forward, when we reach out to 2026, again, the same policy will be applicable. Then instead of 25 ABCD, you'll be able to say 26 ABCD and all, right? So that is how it is going to work. Now, why it is important, right? So why it is important? So anytime you're accessing a new application, right? So when we can directly check from here whether there is an upgrade which is already due, not yet done, or if the application is latest upgraded. Right. So if it is latest upgraded, then you can expect all the latest available functionalities. Right. Generally, it's not a major change in terms of functionality that happens, but in case you are looking for a specific functionality which was supposed to be included in the latest upgrade, so that is where you can make sure whether this functionality will be available or not based upon this version of the application, whether the application is upgraded as the latest upgrade or not. Right. So this is one of the things FYI you can understand based on this option, which is about this application. Now, the next thing, as of now, what I've shown you, I've shown you that I have a user ID, I have a password, I have a URL. So just I have accessing the URL. Based on URL, I will be entering my sign-in credentials and I'll be able to access this application. But what if I don't have this and I need to create my own user account? How it can be done? So is it also possible? Answer is yes, that is possible. And how it can be done? That is something we'll cover next. So what happens here is generally when initially you are working on the any project, right? So two approaches can be there. One is you are provided with a user account or need to create a user account. Okay. So provided with a user account means someone from the admin team who already have the access to the application, he'll be or she will be creating your user account, giving you the credentials and all. That is how it is done. Second thing is, as an implementation consultant, this is something that you'll see in day-to-day business implementations, where if the admin team is not initially aware how to create a user account, so that is where, as a consultant, you can help them to understand how to create a user account, and this is something that you'll be also be doing on a day-to-day basis, where for creating different user account for different users and all, right? So that is an easy job. How it is done, that is something we'll see here. So for that also you need separate access. Let me check if I have the access here. So there is an option called tools. Under tools, we have an option called security console. Okay. So this is from where we can create the user account. Right. One option. Same option here also tools, and then you have security console. So both the pages are basically same, just to provide an option to the user. So whichever as a user I find more comfortable, if I'm okay with this kind of navigation, I can go use this. If I'm okay with the navigator, the list-wise navigation, I can use this. Both will take you on the same thing, right? So I can access to security console. Now here you have two options. By default, the role is being selected. So here you have an option called users. So what you can do, you can go to the user. There is an option called add user account, right? So when I say add user account, this is how the screen looks like, where I need to enter some basic details, right? So for example, July 25 month. Let's say this is my user account name. Normally, you'll be creating in your name or your email ID. Registered email ID will be your name here, username, right? So this is my first name, last name, email, phone number, and all. What system does, whatever the last name is, system put it under the username. If I want to change it, that is something I can do, right? So let me do this implementation. Let's say this is my username, LEM. Okay, here I'll fix it to finance implementation. Let's say this is the username. I'll enter a password. Okay, confirm the password, right? And that's it. I'm done right here. Correct. So my user account is created. If I save and close this one, what is going to happen? System is going to create a user account in this name, right? So let me do one thing. Let me just copy here the username. This is going to be password and the URL. Okay. Now If I save here, what is going to happen that my user account is something that will be created, but I'll not be having access to any functionality. Only the basic functionality, only the user account related options will be available to me. I'll not be having access to setup and maintenance. I'll not be having access of any module because all these are governed by rules, right? So let me save and close as of now. And let's try to log in or sign in with this user account, right? So now the user account is created. I can check from here also. Username is finance implementation, right? So this is available now as an active user. Okay, so this is the basic process which I need to follow in case I want to create a new user account. Normally, in your case, the admin team will be creating a user account. They'll be sharing with you. So there is no such need to create a separate user account. But as a consultant, you should be doing from where you can assign the user account. Correct. Now, let me try to open another tab here. Enter the application URL. Enter the username. Enter the password. Now, if you see some details by default we have, but we don't have access to any module, nothing, right? And if I go to the sign in page, settings and actions, you see only limited options. Set preference is one of the options. Print me to print the screen, help icon, application help about this application. These are the only basic details that I have. I don't have any additional details like I used to have in my previous user account, right? If you see, so many details are there in the previous one. Now, one of the most important thing here is setup and maintenance. If you're looking for a configuration perspective, how to configure an application, so that is where we need the access of setup and maintenance, right? We can use the setup and maintenance task to navigate to the setup area, right? So this is how it looks like, right? So here, when you look into the setup, I have various options. It's a list of values. So this is workflow deployment. Now, as this is an ERP application, various subject areas are there. Financial, accounting hub, grants management, human capital, help desk, manufacturing, order management, procurement, all these things are there. What we'll be specifically looking for, we'll be looking for financials. Right, so if we want to start our setup in financials, we need to select these financials here. Then we'll be having access to various modules that are available in as part of financial here. Right, you see cash management related setup, tables related setup, general ledger, fixed asset, receivables, all the financial modules or financial items are listed here, or financial functional areas are listed here. So how to navigate? Go to settings and action, setup and maintenance, right? So this is one thing that we need to do. Now, if I go back to the latest user account that I've created, I don't have setup and maintenance as the option. Now let's say July 25 finance implementation is the user who's responsible for doing the setup and maintenance. How I can give him the access of the same. So it is role-based access. I need to give him the particular user account and access. So how it can be done? So again, navigate to tools, security console, right? So this is the user account that I have already, right? It has all the access. Go to users, enter the username, open this, click on edit. And now you see no roles has been granted to this user. Only the user details has been created. That is the only thing. So what we need to do, click on add role, and here I can search for the specific role. Now this name of the specific role which is going to give you the access of setup and maintenance application implementation consultant. So here we have the name application implementation consultant. Okay, now you see this one application implementation consultant is the name of the role, name of the code which is provided here, right? So aura dash asm application and all, right? Now what you need to make sure of this, that within the application the roles come predefined for various functionalities. setup and maintenance, predefined role is there. For various modules, predefined role is there. Although we can also create our own roles if we want to make changes in the existing roles, then that is where we can create our own roles. But in general, we'll be using the seeded roles for assignment. So if I want to have the access of setup and maintenance for my user account, I need to add this role. What you need to do, enter the role name here, select the role, add role membership is something that you need to do. Click on done. So now I have the access of this role, save and close. When I say I have the access, what I mean to say, the latest user that I created is having the access. Save and close. So now the role thing is done for this user account. What I need to do is now I can access this particular user July 25 finance implementation. Now, as of now, it is not visible. Reason being, in order to refresh the roles that I have assigned to my user account, I can quickly sign out and then sign in again so that the backend system can refresh the roles that have been assigned, and then I will be able to find the latest available options. Right. So here, enter the username, enter the ID password, and here it should be visible, right? So it may take some time, like 1 or 2 minutes. So let's quickly sign out again, wait for a minute and so, and then we can sign it again in this, right? So sometimes it's just quickly visible, right? Or sometimes it may take 1 or 2 minutes to reflect the updated. Meanwhile, let me go here on the home page from my account, go back to setup and maintenance here because I have the access here, and then showcase how these details come. So when going forward, when we are going to start the configuration, right? So let's say I want to start configuration with the general ledger, right? So when I click on the general ledger, you'll be able to see various tasks of the general ledger which are available here. Correct. So that is something we'll be using here for the purpose of configuration, right? This is one way of doing that. That is one thing. Now, the question that comes from the consultants, or one of the challenging thing here, is how I can remember what all tasks I'll be configuring here, or what is the list of sequence of tasks that I should be configuring. So there we have developed a mechanism. Let me share it with that also. Just give me a moment here, team. Let me open another file here. So we have a concept called configuration workbooks, right? So module-wise configuration workbooks is something that we have developed from our end, and it is used as a part of the training program where we have all the configurations module-wise which are applicable are available in form of an Excel sheet where we have list of all the tasks that we need to configure. So, right? So sequence wise these tasks are there. Then we have all the details like what are the details that we need to enter as a data and how we want to follow this in terms of overall configuration. So here the thing is, if you want to do any configuration, just follow this configuration workbook and you'll be able to do all the configuration for the respective module, right? For the GL, we'll be using this configuration workbook. One by one, we'll understand the task. One by one, we'll configure this task, right? That is how we are going to perform the configuration, right? So there is no dependency on understanding one by one what these sequences. Just you need to know how to navigate to this task, and then we'll be following this configuration workbook in order to perform the configurations, right? So that is going to be our approach for the purpose of configuration, a really helpful approach. And this particular configuration workbook, right? So this is not something, this is something we have developed internally, but this is something which is based out of the actual implementation. Means in the real life implementation also you can use this configuration workbook to maintain your configuration to perform the configuration in the application. So this is going to be your offline configuration workbook where you can maintain all your configurations, and based on this you can perform the configuration of the application. Correct. Now, are we going to share these files like configuration workbook and all? Yes. So each file and document that we are going to discuss as a part of this training, not only the configuration workbook, multiple other documents I'll be using here. in this training program, each and everything will be shared in the official WhatsApp group that will be created going forward. So that whatever is being taught in class, whatever is discussed in class in terms of documents, in terms of concept, you can have the access, you can use it for your offline practice also. Correct? As well as especially this configuration workbook going forward also you can use in your projects once you uh, work on in the profile of Oracle consultant, right? So this is one of the very important aspects that we are going to use here, right? And now uh, in from the next session, right? So from tomorrow, the regular classes will begin where we'll start doing the configuration. We'll understand the overall solution, how what are the key stages of the project that are there, and within those stages, how we decide or how we come up with the solution, how we start configuration of the model. That is something we are going to start going forward, right? Meanwhile, let me take a pause here and go through any questions that we have in the chat. Okay. Meanwhile, the request here is as we already done with the second demo class, so this is going to be your last demo class. So still we have some of the students who have not completed their enrollment. So please do complete your enrollment because going forward, tomorrow we'll be having the regular classes starting. So from tomorrow, a separate meeting link will be shared by the admin team to all the enrolled students. So few things that will be done upfront by the admin team. One is you'll be given access of the WhatsApp group where all the details like meeting links and everything will be shared, and also the relevant documentation will be shared. The instance credential means access of this application will be shared in the WhatsApp group only first place, and all any other documentation, any other communication will be done through WhatsApp group only. Parallelly, the meeting recordings will be available on the official links, right? So those links will be shared to the enrolled students. So if you have not completed your enrollments till now, please do connect with the admin team. We already have the Google Forms available in the Zoom chat. You can use that option to complete your enrollment process. For any queries, you can connect with our admin team. So we have the official number mentioned here. So you can use this one to connect on the connect with the admin team, right? Just an update that I got from our admin team is this one. So regarding the early bird offer, so we have some of the students who have joined today also. So as requested by them, the admin team has decided to continue the early bird offer for today also. So you can enroll by today at the rate of 22,999 to get the discounted offer price for this course, as well as this will extend the add-ons benefit, which will be 2 month additional server access that will be given to you. So along with the 5 months, additional 2 months will be there. So it will be 7 month access that will be given to you guys, right? So this is also that you can avail if you have not completed the enrollment, and especially for the students who have joined today, you can take benefit of this ongoing offer, right? All right. So now I think we can have a quick discussion. In case you have any queries, so feel free to unmute yourself and raise any query if you have. So course offerings are listed here. So 3+ months, 70+ hours of training will be having 7 to 8 IST Monday to Friday. What we'll be offering as a part of this training program, lifetime access to the video recordings. Each and every class will be recorded. It will be shared immediately on the same day so that you can access it offline for any doubts and queries, or you can refer those videos back while doing the offline practice. And you'll be having instance credentials also, so you can also perform the parallel, you can also perform the setups in the application. That is what is expected out of you, that whatever is being taught in the class, at least one implementation you should be doing in a real-time basis, so that you can understand the in and out of the application in detail, right? Meanwhile, while doing the practice, if you face any issues, yes, you'll be provided with a platform from where you can raise the queries so that we can assist you on a timely basis, right? Then about the Oracle repository in Fusion. So going forward in the regular classes, we'll see from where we can access the Oracle repository, what are the details, what are the links and all, and how we can access what are the different topics that are listed. All those will go through as a part of this course feature. All right. So I think that's it. We don't have any queries on the Zoom chat,
Yeah,
but if you have any, please go ahead. Yeah, please.
Abhishek, I have one question here.
Sure.
So we are going to get the same access, the one which you were displaying today,
Yes.
same kind of
So
access.
same kind of
Okay,
access you'll be having. Yeah. Right. So
and it will
for
be
the
from
training,
day one,
right.
from tomorrow
Right.
onwards.
Correct, correct. From tomorrow onwards, you'll be getting the access. Once you're completed with the enrollment process, admin team they'll start sharing the details. So it will be like instance credentials as well as the links of meeting as well as the recorded links where you can access the all the recordings of the meeting. So all this will be shared by the admin team.
Perfect. Yep. Thanks.
Hi, Abhishek. I don't have a question to you, but
Mhm.
I just have a request. So your voice is very low to me. I feel like it's too low. So if it is a bit louder, it could be easy to catch you up.
Sure, sure. I'll take care of that.
Thank you.
All right, team. So I think no more questions which we have as of now. So going forward from tomorrow, the regular classes will begin, team, and request to get the credentials. First, you can complete the enrollments, request for credentials, so that you can start practicing right from tomorrow. And also, tomorrow we'll be starting with the first module of this course, which will be general ledger. So we'll start discussion around the general ledger. We'll understand what are the details required, what are the solutions and all. So all those discussion will begin from tomorrow. So the class time will start at 7, right? So we'll start right at 7 because there are a lot of topics that we need to cover during this duration. So my request is we there are sharp at 7 so that we can effectively use this time from 7 to 8 to cover the detailed agenda for each and every session. All right, team. So thank you for joining, team. Thanks for your time, and let's connect back tomorrow. So thank you. Have a great day. Thank you.